When we last left off, we learned it's the day of Troy's funeral, 7 years later. That was a big girl. Corey's home from the Marine Corps on this day. Everybody's getting ready to go to Troy's funeral. And Corey had just said, Mama, I got something to tell you. Let's find out what it is.
Why don't you come on in the house?
Mama, I got something to tell you. I don't know how to tell you this, but I gotta tell you. I'm not going to Papa's funeral.
Boy, hush your mouth. What are you talking about? I don't want to hear that kind of talk this morning. I done raised you to come to this. You standing there all healthy and grown talking about you ain't going to your daddy's funeral?
Mama, listen,
I don't want to hear it, Corey. Just get that thought out of your head.
I got to say no to him. One time in my life, I got to say no.
I don't got to listen to that. Now, I know you and your dad ain't seen eye to eye, but I don't have to listen to that kind of talk this morning. Disrespecting your dad ain't gonna make you a man, Corey. You gotta find some way to come to that on your own. Not going to your daddy's funeral ain't gonna make you a man.
The whole time I was growing up living in his house, Papa was like a shadow that followed you everywhere. It weighed on you and it sunk into your flesh. It would wrap around you and lay there until you couldn't tell which one was you anymore. That shadow just digging into your flesh, trying to crawl in, trying to live through you. Everywhere I looked, I saw Troy Maxson staring right back at me. Hiding under the bed, in the closet. I'm just saying, I gotta find a way to get rid of that shadow, Mama.
You're just like him. You got him and you good.
Don't tell me that, Mama.
You Troy Maxson all over again.
I don't want to be Troy Maxson. I just want to be me.
You can't be nobody but who you are, Corey. That shadow wasn't nothing but you growing into yourself. You either got to grow into it or cut it down to fit you, but that's all you got to make a life with. That's all you got to measure yourself against the world out there. Your daddy wanted you to be everything he wasn't. And at the same time, he wanted you to be everything he was. Now, I don't know if he was right or wrong, but I do know he meant to do more good than he meant to do harm. Sometimes when he touched, he bruised, and sometimes when he took me in his arms, he cut. When I first met your daddy, I thought, here's a man I can lay down with and make a baby. That's the first thing I thought when I seen him. I thought, Rose Lee, here's a man you can open yourself up to and be filled to bursting. Here's a man that can fill up all them empty spaces you've been tipping around the edges of. When your daddy walked through the house, he was just so big. He filled it up. That was my first mistake. Not to make him leave some room for me. But I wanted a house I could sing in. And that's what your daddy gave me. I didn't know to keep up his strength, I had to give up little pieces of mine. I took on his life as mine and mixed up the pieces so you can hardly tell which was which. It was my choice, my life. And I didn't have to live it like that, but that's what life offered me in a way of being a woman. I took it. I grabbed it with both hands. And by the time Raynell came into the house, I didn't want to make my blessings off of nobody's misfortune, but I took on the Raynell like she was all them babies I wanted and never had. Like I've been blessed to relive a part of my life. And if the Lord see fit to keep up my strength, I'm going to do her exactly how your daddy did you. I'm going to give her the best of what's in me.
Raynell comes out with her old shoes on.
Mama, Reverend Talbot on the phone.
Rose goes into the house.
Hi.
Hi,
You're in the Army or the Marines?
Marines.
Papa said it was Army. You know Blue?
Blue, who's Blue?
Papa's dog, what does he sing about all the time?
Hear it ring, hear it ring. Had an old dog, his name was Blue. Blue, mighty true. You know, Blue was a good old dog. Blue treat a possum in the hollow log. That you know, Blue's a good old dog. Hear it ring, hear it ring. Blue treat a possum out on the limb. Blue looked at me and I looked at him. Grabbed that possum, put him in a sack. Blue stayed there till I came back.
Oh, Blue's feet was big and round. Never let a possum touch the ground. Old Blue died and I dug his grave. I dug his grave with a silver spade. Let him down with a golden chain. And every night I called his name. Go on, Blue, you good dog, you. Come on. Go on, Blue, you good dog, you. Blue lay down and died like a man. Blue lay down and died. Blue lay down and died like a man.
Blue lay down and died like a man.
Now he's treating possum in the promised land. I'ma tell you this just to let you know. Blue's gone where the good dogs go. Where the good dogs go.
Blue's gone where the good dogs go.
Corey, we're getting ready to leave now.
Go upstairs and put your shoes on like Mama told you, so we can get ready to go to Papa's funeral.
Okay, I'll be back.
Raynell hurries into the house. Corey gets up, crosses over to the tree. Rose stands at the screen door watching him. She takes a look at the threatening sky, about to return to the house, when she sees Gabriel. He's older but healthier, more vital, in a new suit and a hat. One arm is behind his back.
I'm here, Rose. Hey, Rose, I'm here.
Hey, look at him.
See, Rose, I told you they'd let him come.
How you doing, Uncle Gabe?
How you doing, Uncle Gabe?
Hey, Rose, it's time to tell St. Peter to open the gates. You ready, Troy? Troy, you ready? I'm gonna tell St. Peter to open the gates. You get ready now.
Gabriel puts the trumpet to his lips. 2 decades of waiting for this moment. Finally, over. He inhales and blows into the horn. No sound. Gabriel blows again. A huge effort. Nothing. Then Gabe begins to dance. Slow and strange. Eerie. Skeletal and life-giving. A dance of atavistic signature and ritual. Lyons goes to Gabe, embracing him, trying to stop him. Gabriel pushes Lyons away. He points the trumpet at the ground and inhales as he arcs the horn upwards. Till he's on his toes, closing his eyes, putting the mouthpiece to his lips. Gabriel blows once more. And from the tarnished, battered bell of the broken trumpet comes an ear-splitting note, growing higher and louder till it's almost like a woman's scream. In the clouds directly above Gabe, a small aperture opens up and a pillar of brilliant light descends, bathing Gabriel and his horn in gold. The trumpet's blast stops. The silence is huge and abrupt. You see a close-up of Gabriel's face raised up, bathed in light. He lowers his trumpet, and he says to God,
That's the way that goes.
The camera begins to pull away, up and up. Rose goes to Gabriel, Raynell following behind her, then Raynell runs ahead of her mother. We see a close-up of Raynell's small hand taking hold of Gabe's hand. The camera is high above the yard, kind of looking down on them, like God. The men have gone inside, and Rose is behind them. Raynell leads Gabriel behind Rose. We're in the exterior of the front porch. Bono leaves the house first, followed by Corey and Lyons. 20 black cars wait at the curb, a flower car behind them, and then the hearse. Neighbors have begun gathering on both sides of the street. Bono goes to the first car as Lyons gets into the second. Corey waits outside by the open car door. Raynell comes out of the house, leading Gabe. Bono motions for her to come to the first car, and she does. He opens the rear door for them, and Raynell and Gabe get in. Rose comes out of the house. Bono watches. She walks up to Corey, grabs him, and holds him tight. She gets in the car, and Corey climbs in after her. Bono gives the roof of the car a loud slap, then climbs in and shuts the door. The first car pulls out. The others follow. People line the street. Men take off their hats as the funeral cortege goes down the hill. Beyond the hill, the towers of Pittsburgh rising.